So now if China wants to play a constructive role here in this conflict, then they ought to press Russia to pull its troops out of Ukraine and Ukrainian sovereign territory. They should urge President Putin to cease bombing cities, hospitals, and schools, to stop the war crimes and the atrocities, and end the war today. It could happen right now.
Welcome back to Red and Blue. That was National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby at the White House today, talking about the summit in Moscow between Chinese President Xi Jinping and President of Russia, Vladimir Putin. The leaders signed an agreement deepening their partnership and discussed the war in Ukraine. Despite these closer ties with Russia, China has looked to cast itself as a potential, and that's a really important word, potential negotiator. Senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now from the North Lawn of the White House. Ed, what does the White House, through John Kirby and others, make of this idea floated by China that it can be a peacemaker?
They think a lot of things about it, including some words that you'll see here in a moment, but they don't take at face value too seriously what went on in Moscow the last 2 days, believing that the way to end this is for Russia to simply withdraw its troops. What we heard from John Kirby, as you said, who's made a few appearances this week. Usually it's about once, maybe twice. He's been quite active this week because he speaks on foreign policy for the president, and he knows there's been a lot of questions about it. He shared the thoughts of the administration on all this just a little while ago. Take a listen.
I don't think you can reasonably look at China as impartial in any way. They haven't condemned this this invasion. They haven't stopped buying Russian oil and Russian energy. President Xi saw fit to fly all the way to Moscow, hasn't talked once to President Zelensky, hasn't visited Ukraine, hasn't bothered to avail himself of the Ukrainian objective, and he and his regime keeps parroting the Russian propaganda that this is somehow a war of the West on Russia, that it's some sort of existential threat to Mr. Putin. That's just a bunch of malarkey.
Does this meeting improve or make it more difficult for President Biden to ever meet again with President Xi?
The president wants to keep the lines of communication open with China. Nothing's changed about that. And as I said yesterday, at the appropriate time, we'll pursue another conversation with President Xi.
So in other words, the U.S. is still willing to talk to China. They understand they've got to have a relationship with them. But when it comes to the issue of Ukraine, they clearly see China now taking the side of Russia, which they think is irresponsible. And they think Russia's whole interpretation of this is obviously designed to convince at least authoritarian regimes that they're the victim here, when in fact it was, of course, Russia that invaded Ukraine, Major.
As you know, Ed, on my show last week, The Takeout, John Kirby was my guest. I asked him about what the administration assesses is the likelihood of China providing actual military assistance of the lethal variety. He said that it would be not in China's best interest, and they still have no hard intelligence that that's happened, but that's got to be the specter that sort of sits over all of these conversations between Xi and Putin face to face.
Absolutely. And they said today, again, no evidence yet that that kind of assistance is coming, but obviously they reminded China and Russia what would happen if it does.
And I'm going to give you 3 words and let you run away with them, Ed. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, I didn't have this on the schedule for today, Major, but she and many others are receiving a pretty neat award today. She's getting the National Medal of Arts, and a handful of others are also getting the National Humanities Medal from President Biden. And these are the 2021 medals in both of those categories. This was a ceremony that was delayed by the pandemic, the president hosting people including Bruce Springsteen, Gladys Knight, Jose Feliciano, and Vera Wang, among others, plus Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And we spoke to her a little while ago about what she makes of this notable distinction. This is one of those that's given to people who are making lasting contributions to American culture and entertainment.
Yes.
I mean, when you read something like that,
yes.
I mean, look, you've won a lot of things, but where does this one rank amid all the other awards?
Well, to be honest with you, I think there's been a bit of a clerical error. So I would prefer for you not to delve too deep. I think I'm not necessarily supposed to be on this list, but delighted to be here nonetheless.
It's not a clerical error. In fact, the citation says that she is, quote, one of the most decorated comedic actors of our time. Julia Louis-Dreyfus has blazed a trail for women in comedy and across American life through her commitment to excellence and the power of her example. So congratulations to her and all the other honorees who are here at the White House today.
The funniest Veep there's ever been.
I would agree. I would agree.
Ed O'Keefe, covering everything at the White House today, even the unexpected. We thank you.